Am I the asshole? I may have ruined Thanksgiving with Jackbox. For context, ever since I was 8 years old, my older brother, underscore 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 underscore, would go out of his way to call me gay. These jokes were constant, and I'd ask him to stop, but his insults persisted until this very day, where I'm now 26 years old. I've asked him many times throughout my life to stop, and I'd only be met with an answer like, "Why, bro? Is it 'cause you're secretly gay?" My brother, along with a few of my siblings, and myself all came to visit my parents today for Thanksgiving. I brought my amazing girlfriend over, and this was her first time meeting my older brother. The first thing he does is pat me on the back and say, "I'm proud of you, bro. You've finally proved to me you're not gay." I booted up the old Nintendo Switch, and our family played Jackbox, specifically Quiplash 2. Everyone was throwing in dicey jokes, but a lot of my brother's jokes were targeted at me being gay or overall contained gay themes. We played a round of TKO, where he of course drew a guy sucking dick and wrote my name next to it. I asked him if he's just repressing his sexuality, and to no surprise he didn't even know what the word repress meant. So I incorporated his repressed sexuality into my Quiplash answers, and every single time all he'd say is, "It's okay, bro, we all know you're really gay." Later that night we played one last game of Quiplash 2, and I got the question, what would the worst drill sergeant constantly shout? My brother is a staff sergeant in the military, so I put a dumb answer saying, "Hi, my name is underscore 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 underscore." Once that answer came up, the family went silent, and he stated how he was getting ready for bed. My mom asked if that made him upset, and he told me and my other brother that we can't take a joke and have to lash out at him. Long story short, we had a classic family meeting, where I threw in my 2 cents that I don't like being around my brother because all he does is belittle me. The conclusion my brother came to is that we just won't ever be at the same family gatherings again because we don't get along. Not to mention we are never in contact outside of these family gatherings. No phone calls, no visits, nothing. That goes both ways and probably for good reason. He then said that he was leaving tomorrow morning, and I honestly don't think we'll be seeing each other again. I acknowledge I shouldn't have said that thing over Jackbox, but it was nice to lay everything out on the table and make my peace. He truly has a toxic nature that I don't care to associate myself with. Am I the asshole? Did I ruin Thanksgiving with Jackbox? Not the asshole. He can dish it but can't take it. His jokes were never funny, and the fact it seems to be the only thing he focuses on around you through 16 years tells me that he most likely is projecting and is hiding in the closet behind these jokes. Protect your peace. Your parents are the assholes for not nipping it in the bud and allowing your brother to constantly harass you. He grew up to be a bully who apparently also has a thin skin. It's too bad, but I guess take a step back and avoid your brother. I don't think he'd ever grow up to be a normally behaved adult. He jokingly calls you gay for almost 20 years, and you're supposed to take it. You call him bad at his job once, and he gets all mopey. You cut this guy out of your life. Not the asshole. So, there's this old saying I grew up with that runs something like, "Don't dish it out if you can't take it." Is that one still kicking around? Because Mom used to throw it at us a lot when our picking on one another got turned around on us. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. He uses gay as an insult towards you for years, then throws his dummy out of the pram when one gets aimed at him. You mentioned you took your girlfriend. What did she say or do when he was still constantly calling you gay? What did she say about the whole situation? 1. Congratulations for having an actually funny Quiplash answer. 2. Rage-quitting Jackbox of all things is pretty pathetic. Not the asshole. Way to get back at your brother. I hope it becomes a good memory for you that you can laugh at someday. Am I the asshole for refusing to financially support my parents and explaining why when my brother asked? I, 38F, have been living in a different state from my family for over 10 years. I've supported myself the entire time and rarely asked anyone for help. I didn't grow up with my parents. My grandmother supported and raised me, and I never had a close relationship with them. Last year, I went on vacation with my siblings. During the trip, I found out that my youngest brother, 29M, who makes the most money out of all of them, has been paying the mortgage and most of our parents' living expenses. He asked me why I wasn't helping financially. Since he asked directly, I answered honestly. I told him that our parents didn't support me growing up, and that I still remember when my grandmother asked me to write them a letter requesting financial support for my education. My mom wrote back to my grandmother, saying she should teach me not to ask them for money because what my dad earned was just enough for them and my 3 siblings. My grandmother let me read that letter, which I don't think my mom knows. I told my brother that I contributed financially when we immigrated and that I paid rent when I lived with them for 2 years. I also used whatever money I earned to help support my grandmother, who actually raised me, until she passed away. After I moved to a different state, I've been completely on my own with zero financial help. Because of that history, I didn't feel responsible for supporting our parents now. Apparently, my brother told my mom. She confronted me via text and accused me of being disrespectful as a child. I explained my side and the experiences that shaped my feelings. She mentioned times she believes I was disrespectful, including verbal and physical conflicts. I explained that these incidents didn't happen in isolation and were often triggered by her actions, such as trying to persuade my grandmother to send me somewhere to dance for money or deliberately ruining my school uniform by putting soy sauce on it. I told her she had not treated me like a mother should when I was growing up. The conversation didn't go well, and afterward my mom stopped talking to me. Eventually, the rest of my family did too. Now I'm basically no contact with all of them. I feel like I told the truth and set a reasonable boundary, but somehow I'm the one who ended up alone. Am I the asshole for refusing to help financially and explaining my reasons when asked? Your mother went no contact with you. Appreciate the peace and quiet. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Perhaps it is normal in your culture to have parents abuse and neglect their children and guilt-trip them for as much as possible, after which the children are obligated to take care of their parents while these parents should be working to take care of themselves and their future. But in other cultures this is not the case. Adults are supposed to take care of themselves, of their own future, and of their children while they are minors and unable to take care of themselves. If I were in your shoes, I probably wouldn't mind all that much to be shut out of a family that neglected me and now dares to have financial expectations of me. You weren't raised by your parents, and your mom even tried to get you sent away to dance for money, which I can only imagine would have been in an exploitative/sexualized context unless you were a trained dancer, and even then this wasn't what you wanted, so regardless would have been wrong. I don't see how you owe them anything more than what you've given them. Obviously we only have what is given, but if they all cut you off for this, you are probably better without them. It sucks, but families sometimes suck. I am sorry and I hope you are well. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, you shouldn't have to pay expenses for people who didn't raise you. Why do you even want to talk to these people? Not the asshole. No. Your parents farmed you out to your grandparents. Maybe they were only willing to raise boy children. Whatever. Your grandparents raised you. They were your real parents. Am I the asshole for my Irish goodbye at Thanksgiving? Me, 19, F and my boyfriend, 24, M drove up 3 hours to visit my family for Thanksgiving. He lives across the US and unfortunately couldn't see his family for the holidays. I was excited to introduce him to everyone, but no one seemed interested in talking to him, and totally left him out all the festivities. It left me and him feeling a little disrespected. I mean nothing beyond giving him a handshake and asking for his name, and obviously ignoring him when he tried to talk, and even trying to sit him with the kids. On top of inappropriate comments about me and my sister's weight from family, my grandma's new husband asked us to come out and help string up Christmas lights. They asked some of the boys to come out and help, and I joined them because I didn't want to leave my boyfriend alone. After we were finished, I asked if they were going to put up the lawn decor as well, to which he responded with saying I should put it up myself because I was lazy and wasn't much help. I am a very sensitive girl and started crying. Everyone ignored it for a little until he, grandma's new husband, made a comment about how sensitive I was. My boyfriend and I slipped out secretly and left after that, feeling disrespected and pretty upset about the whole ordeal. No one even noticed until over halfway home. I received texts from my mother and grandma furious that I had just left, and they were both frustrated over how I handled it and believed it was rude of me and boyfriend to leave. On top of that, they said it was immature of me to cry over a comment like that, and I should just get over it because of all my family, specifically my grandma, has done for me. I think neither one of us were shown any morsel of respect, and people were just outright rude to me and him. Am I the asshole? Edit. If anyone is curious, I went to my mom's house today, and we had a serious conversation about some things and ultimately came to the conclusion that our side of the family, my immediate family, brothers, sisters, dad, and mom, would not be going to Christmas this year, and instead it would be hosted at my mom's house with just us. I'd say the conversation with her went pretty well. My mother has always been a very sweet and supportive woman. Also, thank you for all the kind comment. I really appreciated everyone. Not the asshole. I'm hugely socially awkward, so, paradoxically, if a new person enters a group, I always feel for them and make sure they are welcomed. That said, I'm always amazed at people's propensity to just ignore a newcomer. If they didn't take the time to welcome someone at such an event, just turn and leave when the time comes. That's fair. Not the asshole. One of my adult kids brought her boyfriend today, and we made sure he got introduced to everyone. That's how you welcome people for a holiday. I hope you're not planning to subject yourselves to that level of bullshit at Christmas. Not the asshole. Your family sounds fucked. Not the asshole, but I'm curious, is this the norm for how they treat you, because your family, or at least some, seem incredibly toxic? At 19, I'm impressed you were able to leave it all, because setting boundaries is tough, especially when you're young. I would have a coming to Jesus type conversation with your family and set boundaries. Don't be afraid to stick to them. The best thing about being an adult is that you can cut out toxic people from your life. I'm hoping this was a major lapse in judgment from the family, but I have the feeling they've pulled this crap before. Best of luck to you, OP. Be honest and open with your communication with them, and be firm with your expectations of them in the future. Fuck them. If they didn't even notice you left, why are they mad? Tell them it's their fault and ghost them till New Year's. Am I the asshole for wanting to take our cat with me after my marriage? Hi, this issue has led to fights in my house the past week, and at this point I thought I'll ask here. I'm going to get married in a few months, and currently live with my parents. 6 years ago my aunt had gifted me my cat for my 18th when he was a kitten. She knew I loved cats. I'd always wanted one, so that was her gift, and it was the best gift I've ever received. I was the one who organized his diet, litter trained him, named him Casper, got him to respond to his name, had him snuggle with me, had huge arguments with my parents in the initial days over him, and defended him. Over time, Casper became an integral part of our family. Last week we were just planning on how to start moving my stuff to my fiancé's place, and I also brought up his cat tree. My younger sister was like, why would you take his cat tree? You're not taking Casper. I said, of course I am. He's my cat. And my fiancé loves cats too. I'd already discussed this with him. My parents too were against taking him, and my sister started full-on sobbing. I was beside myself, and we had an argument. I told them Casper was a gift for me. I had raised him when he was a kitten, and I brought up to my parents how they used to say he's too much work and a mess in the earlier days. Since then, whenever the topic has been brought up, my sister gets heated. My parents' low-key side were her saying Casper is used to the house, and cats are creatures of habit. I've told them they have 3 months to make their peace with the fact that Casper is coming with me. Am I the asshole? Edit. To address some frequent questions. My college was in the same city we live in, as is my job. I commuted to college from home. And no, my fiancé and I haven't been living together. The first time my dad and I took him to the vet, he was registered under my name. Until I got a job after college, I would do his expenditures with my pocket money, and my parents would also pay. Since I've been working, I do the bulk of spending on him, but my parents do too. My sister is 17. And yes, we'll be living in the same city, she'll be seeing him often. It's the fact that my parents are siding with her, and not even just to support her, but of their own accord. They too have been saying Casper should stay here. I'll try to bring up them adopting a new cat. Not the asshole. Seems pretty cut and dry to me. Casper was a gift to you. You also took care of him, he's your cat. So, of course he's coming with you. If your sister wants a cat, your parents can get her one. And as someone who has moved with cats before, yes, some might need a bit to get used to the new environment, but he will be fine. Don't let your parents tell you otherwise. Plus, many cats are also very much attached to their human, more than to a specific house. If your fam want a cat, they can get their own cat. This cat is yours. Cat will settle better moving home with you than thinking you've abandoned them. WTF. Not the asshole. Your parents can get your sister her own cat, if she's responsible enough to take care of one. Edit for typo. Not the asshole. Get your aunt to confirm Casper was a gift for you. End of issue. Casper is your property. He is attached to you, not your parents' home. He will adapt just fine to your new place, as long as you are there. Your sister can get her own cat if that's what the family wants. Cats are used to the person who cares and feeds them. She is having a temper tantrum, and rather than telling her no, your parents rather you be the bad guy, so that don't have to deal with it. The cat is yours, it was given to you and you have raised it. Not the asshole, but I suggest moving him out when Noon is home. Soon.